Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from MEL'S Mat Chat, and this is episode 272 of the podcast. I come on here with great sadness that with the news of Vince McMahon returning to the WWE, I will no longer be watching programming. I will no longer be talking about it on my show unless it has to do with AEW or New Japan and Ring of Honor, of course. I am so disappointed about the entire situation. So now it gives sexual predators an opportunity to keep on offending. It is a disgusting piece. He's a disgusting piece of trash. And I don't give a shit if he's been the standard bearer for professional wrestling sports entertainment. I just don't understand how the board didn't have in mind provisions if this were to happen. The only way that I will accept this and I will grin and bear it, two possible ways. And I want to know it from a company representative. That number one, he is no longer going to ever come back to TV. That's number one. He is not going to come back to TV. He is not going to be involved in creative anything. And I want it to be in writing. All right? Press release, somebody saying it verbatim, whatnot. That's number one. If he's back to sell the company, then we don't have anything to fucking worry about. That's number two. Number three, if he's back to do the TV deal and or to sell the company, get it done, get it over with, and get the fuck back out of WWE. That's it. I will not accept anything less. I just canceled my Peacock subscription. I'm serious about this. I'm not watching SmackDown tonight. I'm not whatsoever. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace on women who fucking came forward thinking that he was going to be punished. $20 million is not punishment enough. He should be in prison. He should be in prison. He should be serving time. I am, as a woman, disgusted by this. So now it legitimately gives the power to the men to say that basically it's okay for a guy to fucking molest you as long as he's paying the top dollar for it. That's okay. Disgusting piece of trash Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr. is. I feel so bad for Vince Sr. and Jesse McMahon. It's a dark day back in WWE. It's a dark fucking day. I just don't understand how this could happen in 2023. I was excited for the Royal Rumble. I was excited for WrestleMania. I was excited for everything that was going to go on, the leading up to everything. Now I don't care. Fucking Charlotte could have 52,000 title reigns. Fucking Ronda Rousey could fucking be in here till she's 90. I don't care anymore. It hurt me this morning to see that. As a WWE fan, this pained me this morning. This is not what should be going on in this day and age. I'm so angry that it's to the point that I had to put my health first. I have high blood pressure, and this is not going to be good for it. Vince McMahon is basically a fucking sexual predator. And for the people thinking that this is okay, you condone sexual abuse, sexual assault, anything against women. I hope to God that your women that are in your life, which are the mothers, the sisters, the aunts, the grandparents, the cousins, that who work in corporate America today are not getting treated like this at their job. I don't understand how this is happening. But it better be happening for a good reason, because it's not going to be tolerated. I now hope there more women come out and sue him. I want him fucking with goose egg. He gets no money. Um, there's just something coming on about Vince McMahon. Well, with no son of Vince McMahon ahead of tonight's SmackDown tapings. There's rumor employees early today that was at Titan 10 or were, but we haven't been able to. So right now, but this is my take on it. Every person and every company and every sponsor needs to fucking do a hard look. They need to pull out. They need to start saying the company is we lost confidence in the company because of what you did. Mattel should be the number one people who are pulling out. Then I'm not a Mandy Rose fanatic, but she should now get her job back. One reason, you have a sexual predator back in the company. She has every right to do what she's doing now. She's taking it upon herself to have consent, to having consensual sex on video. She should get her job back. And that's the end of it. So as of this week, after this week, there will be no WWE news. There will be no WWE content on here. It's going to be banned. I need to take a stand as a woman. And as a woman that, if I was working in corporate America, in the wrestling business, seeing what I seen, I couldn't work for that company. I couldn't work for that company. I couldn't stand behind a fucking woman that legitimately was placed there to have hope. That all the women were safe. Now they're not safe anymore. Vince is a sexual predator. It's been proven. It's not fucking goddamn allegations. It's actual proof now. Vince McMahon is a sexual predator, and I am not going to retract my statement. I'm just glad that there's other options there for me. I will continue watching AEW. I will certainly take the $9.99 that I was spending for Peacock and bring it to Honor Club. I would rather give Tony Khan my $10 a month than give it to fucking Universal, that who is legitimately condoning this. They had fucking Matt Lauer fired because of this shit. So now it's going to be okay for Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon is a different situation. No, it's the same fucking situation. They're all sexual predators. Matt Lauer, Vince McMahon, the former CEO of CBS, Les Moonves. It goes on and on and on. Now, I'm going to use this as an example. All right. I don't know if it was the Golden State Warriors or the Lakers. I believe it was the Golden State Warriors. The owner was forced to sell the company because of what he did to what he said and whatnot. Why aren't we doing that to Vince McMahon and holding his feet to the fire? Saying, we won't go after you criminally. You have to sell the company. You have to cut ties with WWE legally, financially, and everything else underneath the sun. But he's not going to do that. He's going to cut. He's going to come back in. Whatever has been progress, he's going. I'm not going to be surprised today that there's going to be mass releases. So don't be surprised that the OC is gone. Mia Yim is gone. Your favorites on WWE, I would not be surprised. Damian Priest is going to be released. Rhea Ripley's going to be released. Even Dominic Mysterio is not going to be fucking it's not going to be safe. Nobody's going to be safe. With all the plans that we've had for WrestleMania out the window, you think now Cody's going to be WWE champion? Nah, he's not going to be WWE champion. He's going to barely get his hands on the United States Championship. Because now, guess this is what's going to happen with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is now going to go back to being a face. You're going to see the Usos face painted again. Solo Sikoa, he's going to be a fucking lackey. He's going to be a lackey. And Sami Zayn, bye-bye. Your precious Sami Zayn is going to go bye-bye. Don't be surprised today that there's going to be releases. Because I'll be the first one to say it here. There will be, I would not be surprised if Vince McMahon starts axing people. And fucking yesterday, Tuesday, I think it was, that William Regal came back home. It was great that when we knew that Vince wasn't there. Now Vince is there. William Regal's done. Again. Road Dogg is done. Wherever Shawn Michaels is, he's done. I would not put it past fucking Vince McMahon that he releases those key players. Because you know where fucking Shawn Michaels is going to go. Tony Khan is going to pay him a boatload of money to lessen his load. He will be running AEW as he sees fit. And it doesn't matter about the EVPs. It doesn't matter about anything else. He will be AEW bound. Guaranteed if he gets released. It's just a fucking shame. We have just started to turn the corner to start feeling some sort of normalcy or some sort of, a sense of security that we didn't have to worry about this or we didn't have to worry about that. Now we're on high alert again, and it's double time. I am disappointed at Stephanie McMahon. I've lost so much respect. How she came out saying, "Oh, our founding owner" or something like that. He bought the fucking company from his father, so he's not the founding owner. Mistake number one. and how that she knowingly knows what the fuck went on, thinking that this was a good idea. Didn't fucking bring this shit up during the board meeting when they went to go vote, saying that we need to put provisions in. We need to protect what the hell is going on TV right now. I would not be surprised Bianca Belair doesn't go into fucking WrestleMania as champion. I would not be surprised if fucking she drops the title to Becky in a second. And we're all thinking, oh, Rhea's going to get her just desserts. She's going to get what's coming to her. Rhea better start thinking, like, what can I do after this? Because Rhea's not fucking what Vince wants. Vince wants fucking bimbos. Plastic fucking bimbos, or women that have no problem kissing his ass. Don't be surprised fucking Lacey Evans may go over to Raw and take the title from Bianca if he can't put it back on Becky. He wants blonde bimbos. Blonde fucking plastic Barbie doll bimbos. Look what he did to fucking Mandy Rose. And don't get me the fucking thing, oh, she dyed her hair black again. No. Because they didn't want to address the obvious. I said my piece on this. This is where I was going to cover New Japan. I'm thinking maybe doing that on a separate video, maybe sometime this weekend and getting it up. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I have to do it. And I wanted to apologize for not being able to cover it correctly, which I was pissed off. I had a medical personal issue I had to attend to. I don't want to get involved in it. It's none of anybody's business. It's my personal life, and it's not needed on this platform. Okay? My glasses, they're fucking always dirty. Let's get on to 272 today, right? We did the first part, 20 minutes of the show on my opinion on this. And let's move on. Let's enjoy the weekend. This is the first weekend of 2023. I'm hoping that everybody had a great New Year's, had a great Christmas and whatnot. I was sick in bed. I was sick in pretty much the entire New Year's. And it was atrocious. I'm still dealing with the ramifications of it. We are going to do the last of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. We're also going to touch on Dynamite and Rampage. But that, as of this week, no more. I can't cover something that I can't stand behind unless things change and unless things get that I feel that it's okay to go back. I can't. Mondays and Fridays, I get to do now whatever the fuck I want. I get to go catch up on shows that I haven't seen in a shitload time. It's a plus for me. Less aggravation that I got to deal with. It's just I'm going to miss seeing Dominic and Rhea and Damian and Finn Balor. I really hooked onto them really quickly. And it's just going to be a shame that, I'm not going to be able to watch that anymore because I can't physically and I can't mentally go sit down and watch a company that has a fucking known sexual predator in their company. So let's get to it. This episode is dedicated to all those lovely people over at Harry's.com. Christmas may be over, but Valentine's Day and graduation is going to be coming like quicker than you think. Mother's Day is coming up. Don't you want to make sure your mom or your graduate or your birthday person has got the right stuff for their shaving routines and their toiletry stash? Please do me a favor and go check out the people over at Harry's.com. And seriously, they have some good shit. I have the post shave dew, the post shave mist. I use the lotion, the nighttime, the daytime lotion, the under eye cream. I use obviously the shave gel and the razors. My legs have never been smoother, and you need to get on this, girls. You want to have smooth, sexy legs. If you can't get your legs waxed, don't you want to be able to pull out a razor and shave with confidence? Seriously, you get it shipped right to your house. You get it shipped to your office. You get it shipped right to, like, if basically wherever you have it mailbox, you get it shipped to. Also, please, if anybody has a beard, either man, woman, or in between, please go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com and get all your beard essentials plus some righteous merch. They have really awesome t-shirts, and I got 2 of them, and I love them both. They're so comfy. They're so cozy. I feel like I'm wearing a second skin. So go check them out. Please also go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com and Murder Your Thirst, and check out their 3 flavored sparkling waters, which are lime, mango orange, and mixed berry. They also have the original spring water, which is regular water, and sparkling water, which is plain unflavored. Please go, if you need a good coffee company, go check out the people over at deathwishcoffee.com. They just released a new brew. It's the Colombian brew, which I wanted. I was pissed off. I just ordered because they still have the pumpkin chai, which thank you. And I ordered the regular, the one that got the game started, which is the dark brew, which I love. I never thought I'd be a dark brew type of chick. I always thought it was going to be medium, but this dark brew doesn't taste like dark brew. It tastes like medium brew, and it just has a kick to it. It's delicious. So go check all of that out. They have accessories. They also have merchandise. So go check it out at deathwishcoffee.com. I think it's coming up next month. They're going to have their next event, and it's from HOG Wrestling, House of Glory. Get all the information on their website, hogwrestling.net. So go check them out. Also, if you want to watch back events, they're on Fight TV. If you pay $4.99, you can get them included in your subscription. Best $4.99 I have ever spent, and it has good quality wrestling. All right. We are going to start with my last review of SmackDown. Tonight's episode of SmackDown promises to be an exciting action. This is the last SmackDown of the year and will feature the much anticipation return of John Cena. We also have Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa, SmackDown Women's Championship Ronda Rousey versus Raquel Rodriguez, Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn versus John Cena and Kevin Owens. We open the show, we have Bray Wyatt's music, and he comes out to the ring. He gets on the mic and introduces himself. He says he doesn't think of himself as a good person. He said when he looks at the horrible things he has done, he doesn't regret much. However, he wants to apologizing for attacking the cameraman from last week. LA Night Music plays. He comes out. He mocks Bray. He says Bray can't finish a sentence, and he takes out a cameraman. He accuses Bray sending his goons in Uncle Howdy outfit. He says Bray used to be a force, but he is only to be proven as a fraud. Knight then says he has the medicine and says the Royal Rumble will be his first and he will make it very special. He says he will do that by putting Wyatt out of his misery. Bray calls him an idiot and says he has been patient this time. He then says Knight is right. He needs to remind everyone how cruel he can be. He accepts the challenge. Uncle Howdy appears on screen saying, revel in what you are. Uncle Howdy comes out and he walks to the ring. Uncle Howdy hits Bray Wyatt with Sister Abigail and walks away. And Knight was like, what the fuck is going on? Sami Zayn is walking backstage and he knocks on the Bloodline's dressing room. Heyman opens the door and they hug each other. He said he wants to discuss strategy for the match. Heyman says the pledge of loyalty he made against Cena and Owens made Reigns proud. Heyman then says the whole crowd is chanting Zayn with Reigns in the ring. It's not the right optic. He then sends Zayn inside to meet Reigns. And I liked how he's like, how was your, I think, Ramadan? And he's like, not as good as your Hanukkah. I thought that was pretty cool. Because we all know that Heyman is a Jew. Sami Zayn is a Muslim. I think he's a Muslim, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, then you can at me. If I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go look it up, and I don't want to go do that right now. So we start off the first match. Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa. The match starts with a stalemate. Sikoa with punch to the gut of Sheamus. Sikoa with a clothesline. Sheamus fights back with a couple of strikes. Sikoa is sent outside the ring. Solo goes for a steel chair, but the Usos restrain him. We come back from commercial. Sikoa continues to work on Sheamus. Sikoa hits a Samoan drop. Sheamus fights back with a clothesline. Sheamus with a power slam, then goes for the 10 beats of the Bataran. Sheamus goes for a bro kick, but super kicked, and then comes back with a knee strike. Cover 1-2 kick out. Sheamus hits an Irish Kurtz backbreaker and goes for the Texas Cloverleaf. Jay distracts the referee. Jimmy helps Sikoa get to the ropes. The two-team brawl. Sheamus dives on them over the top rope. Sikoa sends Sheamus into the post and hits a Uranagi on the apron and then hits the Samoan spike for the win. I thought they were going to give it to Sheamus, which I was kind of glad that they gave it to Sikoa. It builds him up, to be in a threat. So then after the match, the Usos attack Sheamus. Solo grabs a steel chair and gets in the ring. He places the chair around Sheamus's face. Drew McIntyre's theme song plays out, and he comes to the ring to aid Sheamus. The Usos get in the ring with Sikoa. McIntyre sends Solo over the top rope and hits Jimmy with a claymore. The Bloodline retreat. Here comes, oh my God, here fucking comes another fucking rant that I can have. Charlotte Flair, you may think that you're all high and mighty now, but Mercedes Moné is in a fucking ocean. She's the Great White. She is going to have whatever she wants on the fucking platinum platter that she's going to set herself. You think it's cool that you have the title back and everything is okie dokie? It's not. It's not. Mercedes is going to wrestle circles around you. And she's going to be the one that's going to be in everybody's mouth. And she's going to be the one that's talking. I thought you wanted to do movies, Charlotte, and you wanted to do TV shows. Who's doing that? Not you. You're fucking modeling. You're modeling. That's so like last year. That is so fucking last year. She's in the fucking goddamn Mandalorian. She has her own fucking CBD company. She's legitimately the CEO of her life. What are you doing? What are you doing? I thought you were going to be in all the movies and all the TV shows. Nobody wants you because you suck. Were you asked to be in Young Rock? No. Becky was. They don't want you. We start off the match with Ronda Rousey and Raquel Rodriguez for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Rousey goes for a takedown, but is stopped. Raquel with shoulder tackle and a spinning slam. Cover 1-2 kick out. Raquel picks up Ronda and throws her into the ring. She throws Ronda across the ring and hits a splash. Raquel is sent to the outside. We come back from commercial break. Ronda continues to work. Raquel Rodriguez, Ronda with a big punch to Raquel. She throws Raquel to the mat. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rousey goes for the Kimura. Raquel picks her up and slams her to the mat. Raquel with multiple clotheslines. Cover 1-2 kick out. She picks up Rousey but is countered into the armbar, but Raquel blocks her and turns it into the sharpshooter. Ronda gets out of it and locks in the ankle lock. Raquel fights out and hits a flapjack. Raquel goes for a Shakira bomb, but Ronda stops her and they both fall down. Raquel still manages to hit the Shakira bomb on the apron. Raquel with we come back from commercial. We have Raquel with a suplex, cover 1-2 kick out, rope break. Ronda goes to work on the arm with the Kimura. Raquel picks her up and hits the fallaway slam. Raquel goes for a Shakira bomb, but Raquel reverses with a sleeper hold. Raquel drives Rousey into the turnbuckle. She hits a big boot to Rousey and hits a spinning elbow. Cover 1-2. Shayna gets her foot on the rope. Raquel picks her up and dives her into the corner. She picks up Ronda and is countered into an armbar. They fall from the top rope and Raquel taps out. Rousey retains. After the match, Charlotte comes out and she challenges her to a match for the title. So we have Charlotte begin with a big boot, cover 1-2 kick out. She kicks Shayna as well as Charlotte goes for a spear, but it's countered into the armbar. Flair rolls her up for the win, and we have a new champion. Move on. The Bloodline is backstage. Zayn wants to make it sure that he's on the same page. And he asks if the brothers, him in the crowd, chant his name. Roman says it doesn't bother him. Reign says that no one can pay attention to anything else when Zayn is talking. We go to commercial. Hit Row is backstage, and the New Day make fun of Top Dollar. All the other stars join in. Top Dollar shoves Ricochet. Gunther comes out to the ring, and we go to commercial break. Come back. Kaiser gets on the mic and says 2022 was the year of the ring general. The ring general. Vinci says Gunther has proven to be the most dominant intercontinental champion in history, and no man will take this title away from him. They play a video package showing all the men who have fallen to Gunther. Braun Strowman's music plays and he comes out. He said he wasn't in Gunther's video, which means he hasn't beaten him. It was for the fucking fallen people who challenged Gunther. Oh my God, he sounded like an idiot. Gunther drops the mic and begins to leave, but Strowman stops him and they brawl in the ring. Gunther goes for a chop but stopped, and Gunther hits the clothesline. He hits the shoulder tackle and in the air. It is sent into the barricade by Gunther, who hits him with a steel chair. They send him into the steel steps, then the ring. Gunther kicks the arm of Strowman before locking the arm as the WWE officials come to stop him. Ricochet came out to save Strowman with a steel chair. The Bloodline is shown walking to the ring. So we're going to go to the main event, which literally lasted less than 15 minutes. And obviously it did what it needed to do. So we have the whole motley crew of them go out. And we come back from a commercial break. We have Sami Zayn starts off against Sami Zayn, Owens starts off with Sami Zayn, Sami starts off against Owens, who knocks Owens down with a clothesline. Owens hammering away on Zayn and knocks him down. He then hits a senton. Zayn fights back, but is bounced off the top rope. Zayn tags out to Reigns with a clothesline on Owens. He plants Kevin, cover 1-2 kick out. Come back from a commercial break. Sami slams Owens, but he gets up and hits a clothesline as both men are down. Owens goes to tag in Cena, but Reigns is not allowing the tag to happen. Sami goes for a haluva kick, but Owens with a super kick. He super kicks Zayn again and hits a pop-up powerbomb. Cover 1-2. Reigns makes the save. He drags Zayn in the corner and tags in. He goes for a Superman punch, but Owens hits the super kick and he hits a frog splash. Cover 1-2 kick out. Owens goes for a pop-up powerbomb, but Reigns hits the Superman punch. Reigns goes for a spear, but Owens sends him into the post. Both men tag out. Cena with a couple of shoulder tackles. Reigns goes for a Superman punch, but he is slammed by Cena, who tags Owens, and both hit a 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena hits the AA. Owens with a stunner on Sami for the win. And that is it. They did some stuff afterwards, which should have been on TV, but it is what it is. Go to the very last Monday Night Raw that I will be talking about on here. And this is all provisional if what I need to have it okay sit with me. Tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw promises to be an exciting night of action. Austin Theory is set to defend the United States Championship against Seth Rollins. The Raw Women's Championship will also be on the line tonight. The match card goes as follows. The Bloodline. The Bloodline is basically took over the show. They stopped the opening credits. The Bloodline are attacked. They are attacking the security at the start of the show. Jimmy gets a headset and says, "We're taking over the show." Zayn says the Bloodline runs the show. Kevin Owens comes out. Zayn tells him not to say a word because they aren't in a good mood. He also says tonight is a hostile takeover. How fucking things have come to pass. Jesus Christ. They say that they are taking over and it's because of him. Owens says he had something to say, but after hearing Zayn, all he wants to do is punch him in the face. Adam Pearce comes out to stop Owens and says the Bloodline is not the authority on Raw. He says they aren't doing this tonight and asks the Bloodline to leave the ring. Security tries to enter the ring, but Sequoia takes them out. Owens charges the ring, but the Bloodline attack him. The Raw locker room comes out and fight with the Bloodline, who retreat. Pearce says they aren't escaping easily. He says they will put them to work tonight. Byron Saxton is backstage. Bianca Belair with Bianca Belair. She says she's no victim and doesn't want to talk to Alexa Bliss. She says Bliss doesn't what she wants when she wants. She finished by saying she wants to prove the Raw Women's Championship belongs with her. No, it doesn't. It's been boring with you. You come back from commercial. Raw superstars are upset. The Bloodline and everyone wants a piece of them. Elias says he wants a match with Sequoia. Pierce agrees, and it's a Music City street fight match. He proposes it as a six-man tag. Pierce says it's a new year. So it's going to be the Zayn and the Usos versus the Street Profits and Owens. Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss. This whole thing was after Scream 3. See how those movies are fucking ridiculous? Alexa Bliss' theme song plays and she comes out to the ring. Bianca Belair's theme song plays and they're all out there. Bianca starts out with Bianca knocks her down and hits Bliss with an uppercut. Blair with a kick and a headbutt. Bliss drop kicks her, sending her to the outside. Bliss goes for her Karana, but is slammed into the barricade. Come back from commercial. A shoulder tackle. Blair with a shoulder tackle. Belair with a drop kick to Bliss. She goes to the attack, but runs into the post. Bliss attacks her. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss goes for a suplex, but Belair tries to reverse it. However, Bliss recovers and hits the neck breaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. She attacks Blair in the corner. Bliss with drop kick. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss for a DDT, but is blocked, and Belair hits a suplex. Both women brawl, and Belair slams Bliss on all 4 turnbuckles. Then body slams Bliss a couple of times. She hits a moonsault. 1-2 kick out. Belair goes into the outside. Bliss dives onto her. We come back from commercial. Bliss hits the drop kick. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss goes to work on Belair. Bianca picks up Bliss, goes for a KOD, but Bliss escapes, but Belair hits a backbreaker. Belair attacks Bliss in the corner, but Bliss slips out and uses Belair's hair to send her to the outside of the ring. A guy in a mask appears to distract Bliss. She sends Belair into the ring and climbs the top rope, but distracted by a guy in a mask again. She comes down. Bray Wyatt's logo appears on the Titan. She goes into a trance and attacks the referee and Belair. She sends Belair into the post and the barricade. She sends her into the ring steps. Bliss hits the DDT on the steps. Bliss walks and comes back and hits another one on the steel steps. Bliss walks away and the medics bring out the stretcher. So it was a no contest. And people wanted her to do it again. That shows you that Bianca Belair is boring. We come back from commercial break. Kathy Kelly interviews Austin Theory. He says his confidence is at all-time high. He says 2022 is his year, and 2023 will be his year. He then says he dropped Rollins last week when he least expected it. He continues to say he holds all the cards, and he is outplaying Rollins on every turn. The Music City street fight match. Elias versus Solo Sikoa. We start off the match. Sikoa pushes Elias in the corner and attacks him. Elias fights back, but not enough, as Sikoa hits a clothesline. Solo sent to the outside. Elias goes for a baseball dropkick, but Sikoa evades and attacks him. Elias fights back and picks up a bell and attacks him. Sikoa before sending him into the post. He then picks up a guitar and slams it, but Solo escapes. Solo is sent flying through the drum kit. Elias attacks Solo with a part of a drum kit. We come back from commercial. Both men are fighting on the entrance ramp. Sikoa attacks Elias with a microphone before kicking him. Solo sends Elias into the drum kit. Sequoia sends Elias back in the ring. Solo with a Samoan drop, cover 1-2 kick out. Elias sent to the outside. Elias attacks Sequoia with a trombone. He attacks Sequoia with an electric piano. Cover 1-2 kick out. Sequoia hits belly to belly suplex and attacks him in the corner. He goes for a splash but misses, and Elias attacks him with a tambourine. Elias with a couple of splashes and a spine buster. He continues to attack Sequoia with a tambourine before sending him to the outside. Sequoia takes the guitar and gets in the ring, but Solo super kicks him. Solo attacks him in the corner. Harley gets into the ring and attacks Sequoia with the guitar, but it has no effect. But the distractions allow Elias to hit the jumping knee, then dives off the top rope. But Sequoia hits a Samoan spike, then hits a spinning solo onto the piano for the win. Sequoia picks up the win. We go into the tag team match. We have the six-man tag. We have the Usos and Sami Zayn versus Owens and Street Profits. They start off the match. They get into a brawl into the ring. The Bloodline, Angelo Dawkins, and Jimmy Uso start the match. Dawkins with an enziguri, cover 1-2 kick out. He tags out and forward with a drop kick. He goes to work on Jimmy Uso before tagging in Dawkins. Jay attacks Dawkins from behind. Jimmy tags in Jay Uso, who continues to attack Dawkins. He tags in Zayn, who continues to attack Dawkins. Jimmy tags in and goes to work on Dawkins. Jay tags in Dawkins, fights and tags in Owens, who attacks Jay and with a back elbow senton. He goes to tag in Ford, but is seemed distracted, and the Bloodline capitalize. Jimmy, after the commercial break, Jimmy continues to work on Owens. Kevin Owens with a super kick on Jay Uso. Kevin tags in Ford, who attacks Sammy with Jimmy. He hits the back suplex on Sammy, cover 1-2 kick out. He climbs on the top rope, but is stopped by Zayn, who attempts a suplex but is knocked down. Ford with his frog splash, cover 1-2 Jay Uso for the save. Dawkins sends Jay Uso outside. Jimmy and Sammy was sent outside, and Ford dives onto them. Solo comes out and hits a Samoan spike on Dawkins. Owens brawls with him, and Jay hits a super kick. Ford sends Sammy back in the ring, and he's distracted by Jimmy, and as Sammy hits the haluva kick for the win. Winners, Usos and Sami Zayn. After the match, they attack Kevin Owens. Sequoia gets a steel chair, but Zayn asks for it. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre come through the crowd and attack the Bloodline. They clear the ring of the Bloodline. Dexter Lumis versus Chad Gable. Lumis charges at Gable to start the match, but Gable evades and escapes the ring. Gable gets in the ring, but Lumis follows him and attacks him. Lumis hung up in the top rope. Chad attacks Lumis repeatedly. Gable goes to work on Lumis. Gable goes to work on Lumis. Chad Gable with a Northern Lights suplex. Lumis attacks Gable and hits the Bulldog. He then hits the back suplex and a leg drop for a cover 1-2 kick out. German suplex by Gable. Lumis sent into the ring post. He enters the ring, but Gable with a cradle, but Dexter reverses it and pins him and wins. They had a video package on Cody Rhodes. You could just say that he's coming back, for the love of Pete, you know? Damage Control comes out. And then Bayley starts to insult the city. She says that SummerSlam was the last good thing to happen. She said she can't think of a better way to start the new year with her stablemates. She says it was fun beating Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch music played, and she comes out and she asks Bayley to shut up. She says Bayley has been on a hamster wheel since her return. She calls Bayley a coward and a fraud. She accuses Bailey of being comfortable in somebody else's shadow. She says it's only a matter of time before somebody turns on somebody else. She says she gets better when she gets upset. Lynch says this started back in SummerSlam in Nashville, and they could end it in Nashville tonight. Bailey says no because she has beaten Becky fair and square. She then says that instead Becky and a partner of her choosing against Kai and Sky. Becky says she can take them both and it's a handicap. So we come back from commercial, which originally it started as a handicap, but we will find out what the developments are as we go through this. Lynch kicks Io Sky. Lynch with an enziguri cover 1-2 kick out. Sky tripped on the second turnbuckle. Sky tags out. Kai goes for a big boot, but Lynch counters and attacks them both. Sky distracts Lynch and Kai hits a big boot. Sky hits a clothesline, cover 1-2 kick out. Kai tags out and sends Lynch to the outside. Sky sends Lynch into the barricade and then the ring post. She sends Lynch into the ring. Sky tags out. Mia Yim's music plays, so Mia Yim comes to the aid of Becky Lynch. Both women tag out, and Mincham attacks Sky and Kai. Lynch takes out Kai, and Mincham dives onto Sky. I'm going to call her Yim because I can't even pronounce this shit. Kai with a scorpion kick. She tags out, and they double team on her. Io goes for the crossfire, but Yim fights out of it, and Io locks in a crossface again. Sky sent to the outside. Io tags out, but Yim with a neck breaker on Sky goes to attack Lynch, but Yim tags out and Lynch attacks Kai. Lynch hits a drop kick off the top rope. She sets up Kai on the top rope, and she and Yim hit a double suplex, cover 1-2 kick, 1-2 Io to the rescue. Mia with a drop kick to Sky, and she plants Kai, cover 1-2. Bailey places her leg on the bottom rope. Becky attacks Bailey. Yim hits Eat to Feed on Kai, but Sky hits the moonsault for the win. So Dakota Kai and Io Sky pick up the victory. Kathy Kelly interviews Seth Rollins. Rollins says 2023 is already looking like 2022 and says Austin Theory is trying to take his spot. He said Monday nights belong to him, and so will the United States Championship. He then says he says that as good as Austin is, he is not Seth Rollins. He walks away. Byron Saxton tries to get interviews Alexa Bliss after the commercial, who says she gained control over Bianca, who now knows the only threat is her. Dominic appeared on the screen, and he talks about his experience in prison. He then says he served hard time, and he survived, and he's changed. Man, Dominic says he is just getting started. Not under fucking Vince McMahon he is. He better start asking Tony Khan if he's got a place in AEW. Or he better go to AAA. The United States Championship match. Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins. They start off the match. Theory with a headlock hits a sling blade. He sends Theory outside the ring. He hits a jumping knee. Rollins slams Theory on the barricade and hits him with the knees. Seth attacks the chest of Theory. Rollins with a jumping knee. Theory fights back with a drop kick. 1-2 cover 1-2 kick out. Theory goes to work on Rollins. Theory with a backbreaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Theory wears him down with a chin lock. Rollins with a back suplex. Rollins goes for a splash in the corner but misses. They continue to apply the rear chin lock. Jawbreaker by Rollins, but he is sent to the outside. Theory goes after him and slams him into the announce desk. Theory tosses Seth over the announce desk. We come back from commercial. Both men exchange strikes, and Rollins hits a clothesline with a kick to the midsection. Rollins with a suicide dive onto Austin Theory. Rollins with a backbreaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins climbs to the top rope but is stopped by Austin Theory. Theory with an elbow strike. Rollins goes for a turnbuckle bomb. Goes for a buckle bomb, but his knee gave out. He goes for it again. Theory holds onto the top rope and kicks Seth Rollins, then climbs and hits a super kick, but Theory counters into a neckbreaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins hits an insecurity on Theory. Both men exchange strikes, and Rollins hits an elbow to the neck. Rollins goes for a stomp, but Theory evades. The U.S. champion takes the belt and proceeds to leave, but Rollins stops him and it sends him into the ring. He super kicks Austin and climbs the top rope. He hits the frog splash. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins sent into the referee. Seth hits a pedigree, but his leg is hurt. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins goes for a stomp, but counters and hits a low blow, followed by a chop block. Theory hits A-Town downtown for the win. And Austin retains the title. We are going right into Rampage from last week. What I'm hearing is Rollins is hurt, and he tweeted out redesign, reclaim that what he tweeted out when he hurt his knee the first time. We have the continuation of New Year's Smash on Rampage from last Friday, which this was still in Bloomfield, Colorado, at the First Bank Center. We started off with the All Atlantic Championship match. Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. Orange used an arm drag to take Trent down. Trent fired back with a hip toss to Orange, sending Orange spilling outside the ring. Orange got back and shoved Trent to the arena floor. Trent attempted tope suicida, but Orange moved out of the way. Chuck Taylor was there to help absorb Trent's dive, helping his best friend. Ba-dum-bum. Chuck and Trent brawled outside the ring, Trent whipping Orange into the barricade. Trent attempted but Orange evaded it, sending Trent crashing hard. Orange came back with a drop kick to Trent. Trent used a delay suplex to bring Orange Cassidy back into the ring. They are literally destroying each other out there. This is everything I could ever have dreamed of, said Chris Sabin, because he was on commentary. Orange and Trent traded strikes in the center of the ring. Orange blasted Trent with a thrust kick. Trent got to his feet and rocked Orange with a lariat and then half and half. Orange rallied back with a Mutanoko driver for a near fall. Trent flew into Orange in the corner with a back elbow. Orange shifted gears with a DDT and then a driving DDT on Trent count for a 2 count. Orange attempted Orange punch, but Trent intercepted it. Trent nailed Orange with the twisting trombone pile driver for a near fall. The fans chanted, "This is awesome, this is awesome." Trent spiked Orange with a pile driver for a 2 count. Penelope Ford walked down the ring, ramped to the outside. She jumped on the ring apron. Trent turned to comfort Penelope, which gave Orange enough time to drop Trent with the beach break for a near fall. Orange capped it off with the Orange punch and pinned Trent. Kip Sabian stood up, cackled, and clapped at Penelope Ford's intervention. Footage played from last Wednesday's Dynamite when Tony Schiavone caught up with Darby Allin and Sting. Tony Schiavone, next week you're in your hometown of Seattle. Tony Khan made the announcement that you will get a TNT title shot against the champion Samoa Joe. That's another situation that I am pissed off about. Darby, I'm glad it's Seattle. I don't know if my hometown believes in me as I as a matter of fact, I don't even know if Sting believes in me. Do you think I got what it takes to beat Samoa Joe? Sting. What if I say no, Darby? Then I'll be the guy that doubted you. Like everybody else, if I say yes, you're going to lose that chip on your shoulder. I don't want you to lose the chip on your shoulder. Why? Because Joe is a killer, and because I know you're going to have to dig deep inside a place maybe you'll never been before inside of yourself. You gotta stop worrying about what everybody else thinks. Now go out there and win your title back, Darby. All right. Kip Sabian versus Atiba. Kip headbutted Atiba in the chest. Sabian swept out Atiba's legs and delivered a big cannonball strike. Kip followed up with a diving foot stomp right on target. Penelope Ford tossed Orange Cassidy elbow pad to Kip, who tossed it down, mocking Cassidy. Kip clocked Atiba with the orange punch and then pinned Atiba. Lexi Nair. Lexi Nair is getting married to William Morrissey. Congratulations to her. And she has an interview with Preston Vance. Vance now wants to be referred to as Piero Pelagosio. Pelagosios. Do I like the man that has any remorse? I belittled a child on national television. If that is all I need to do get the spotlight, I would have done it 3 years ago, he said. In the ring with Tony Schiavone is John Moxley. Mox, it's been a hell of a few years. In the first 3 years of AEW, two men stood above all the rest, everybody except each other. John Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. So it was inevitable that there'd be a showdown one day. And I proved that there was one last man standing, and it was going to be me. I hit Page so hard I knocked him into another dimension, which caused him to forget what his son's name is. He woke up in the hospital, but I slept like a baby because the Blackpool Combat Club works harder than everybody else. When the bell rings, we don't necessarily care about the safety of the athletes. Hold on. We got a notification from Ringside News. Give me a second. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Fucking Vince is not at the headquarters. Big fucking whoop-de-doo. Moving on. Hangman is hurt, and he can't get doctors to clear him. I've been hurt for 10 years. Big deal. Get over it. Hangman, January 11th. You want it at the Forum in Los Angeles? We'll see your doctors and see you can do about it. I'll be there waiting for you. People seem to forget these days that this is a tough business. If you make it to the Forum on January 11th, I'm going to remind how tough this business is. Jeff Jarrett and Sonya Dutt, they are gearing up for their match for the titles against the Acclaim. Lethal, I've been waiting a long time for gold. Right now, the time for waiting is over. How dare you talk about me and Jeff like that? Jarrett, Max Caster has been in the business. I've been in the business 36 years. I got more shower time than you've got ring time. You will regret that rap, and I'm coming for you Wednesday on Dynamite. TBS Championship match. Jade Cargill versus Kiera Hogan. Jade booted Kiera in the midsection. Jade shut down Kiera with a back elbow. Cargill chokeslammed Hogan. Kiera jumped off the turnbuckle, but Jade caught her. Hogan escaped, but Jade answered with a pump kick. Outside the ring, Gray held back Kiera while Jay went to slap Kiera, but Red Velvet grabbed Jade's arm to stop her. Kiera seized the opportunity to kick Jade in the stomach. Jade had wasted no time with thrust kicks to Kiera. Kiera reversed Jade with a bulldog and followed up with a hip attack on the ropes. Kira clocked Jade with 2 thrust kicks and a sliding drop kick in the corner. Kira connected with a diving crossbody. Jade rallied back with Jaded and pinned Kira. After the match, Red Velvet walked up the ring ramp, leaving Jade and Layla in the ring. What are we doing to get this fucking title off of her? Is it going to be Red Velvet? Because she deserves it. After not getting the AEW Women's Championship, at least give her this. And I'm sorry, but Jade doesn't really know how to sell. Smart Mark Sterling backstage with Josh Woods and Tony Nese. Sterling, he was tired of Bryan Danielson messing with his best client, MJF. Nese, next week, Seattle. Bryan Danielson, you have the greatest opportunity of your career. You get to share a ring with the premier athlete, and I'm going to beat you in your hometown. That's the Aberdeen, Washington, so he doesn't even know. Main event time. Swerve Strickland versus Wheeler Yuta, pure champion. They chain wrestled as both men jockeying for position. Swerve grabbed a single leg crab, but Yuta countered with up kicks. Yuta set out with a senton on Swerve. Yuta grabbed a single leg crab of his own, but then transitioned to a bow and arrow stretched on Swerve. Yuta jumped out with a tope on Swerve. As the affiliates tried to intimidate and misdirect Yuta, Swerve drop kicked Yuta from the apron onto the back of his knees. Wheeler Yuta is in a lot of trouble right now, said Paul White. I forgot that he even fucking worked for the AEW. Holy shit. Swerve slammed Yuta's leg with a corkscrew leg driver. Swerve followed up with a back breaker, and then a second back breaker, and then a third. More news is coming in. Hold on. Hold your horses. Give me a sec. Give me a second. Give me a second. Please, that McMahon WWE return aggressively pursue a sale. All right, let's get this fucking thing sailed. Let's get this going. We need it done now. Moving on. Backbreaker with a second backbreaker and a third. Wheeler fought on one leg with a back body drop to Swerve. Yuta nailed Swerve with a German suplex for a near fall. Swerve smashed Yuta with a brainbuster for a 2 count. Swerve swarmed Yuta in the corner and drop kicked Yuta on the inside of the knee. Yuta was looking for the seatbelt, but Swerve kicked Wheeler in the head. Swerve was looking for the JML driver, but Yuta pushed him back, inadvertently knocking Swerve onto the ref. The ref tended to himself. Swerve kicked Yuta with a low blow. Swerve finished off Wheeler with the JML driver to pin Yuta. So they're going to be in what is it called? Seattle, Washington. On to Dynamite. I just pressed the preview. Oh my god, why did I do that? Oh, I love my fucking goddamn tablet sometimes. Ay, ay, ay. Tonight's episode was taking place at the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington. We started off with Absolute Rookie Starks versus Jericho. Starks cornered Jericho and lit him up with rapid shots. Jericho retaliated with chops to Starks. Jericho and Starks battled on the ring apron, jockeying for position. Jericho suplexed Stark from the apron to the arena floor. That was a nasty landing on for both, said Excalibur. Starks battled back to his feet, taking down the Ocho with drop kicks in the center of the ring. Starks nailed Jericho with a Liger bomb for a near fall. Jericho attempted a lion's hold, but Starks countered by lifting his knees into Jericho's ribs. Starks smacked Jericho with a thrust kick. Jericho avoided a splash and landed a codebreaker on Starks. Jericho went for a Judas effect, but Starks had it countered. Jericho escaped the Rochambeau and transitioned to the Lion Tamer on Starks. Angelo Parker jumped on the ring apron to distract the ref while Menard walloped Ricky with a baseball bat, Jericho's baseball bat. Starks still had fight left in him. Starks up kicked Jericho away from the cradle. Jericho for a 2 count. Ricky followed up with a DDT on Jericho. Starks speared Jericho and pinned him in the center of the ring. The rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society sprinted from the back, descending upon Ricky Starks and with a beatdown. Action Andretti ran out to the ring with a steel chair and cleaned house of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Anna Jay pulled the chair away from Action, and then Tay hit a low blow on Action. The Jericho Appreciation Society quick jumped on Action Andretti. Jake Hager powerbombed Ricky Starks off the apron through the tables on the arena floor. The story is Chris Jericho has dropped 2 men in a row, said Excalibur. We have Tony Schiavone in the ring. It's to interview Adam Page. Hangman, there is nothing I want more to come out here and tell you I am good to go. But as of today, I'm not medically clear to compete. I've been told that if I come out here tonight on Friday night and get into a fight with John, I'll set things back, and that's not what I want. What I want is the same thing John wants, and that's next week at the Forum. And if I have a brain scan scheduled tomorrow, and if it comes back good, I'll be okay for the Forum next week. And John, I'll knock your dick in the dirt. John Moxley comes out. Moxley, I'm surprised you even made it here tonight after everything you've been through. I'm getting sick of the flowers and the sympathy cards and the ongoing candlelight vigil for Hangman Adam Page. Nobody has gotten knocked out more times in this business than me. To see you come out here playing the victim, you've got knocked out. Cowboy, that makes me absolutely sick. Page, you think I'm mad you because you knocked me out? I've been knocked out more times than I count. It's an unfortunate part that what we do. I never be mad at you for that. I'm angry is how you called me out here. You didn't let me get a word out before you made a joke. You nearly took my career and cracked a joke. And I think it's because that movement you felt threatened. Because I know John Moxley, the first thing you do if I got knocked out is he'd come back for revenge. I've had a month to stew what you said to me, and 2 months to stew on how you knocked me out with a lariat. I've had 2 in the chamber with your name on them, and you get them at the Forum. Mox, the only joke out here is I think that is funny that you think the next time you're going to be any different. Your punk ass doesn't belong in a ring with me. And the next time I'm going to make sure you don't get back in. AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The Acclaim versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. I got scared during this fucking match. I almost had a heart attack. And I'm glad it came out the way it came out. Bowen stopped Jarrett in the corner. Jarrett used back elbow on Bowen and tagged out Lethal. Bowens landed a guillotine leg drop on Lethal, and Caster tagged in. Caster put an ankle lock on Lethal, mocking Jarrett while doing it. Bowens cracked Lethal with the scissor me timbers. They dropped one on Jarrett for good measure. The referee ejected Billy Gunn after Lethal taunted Billy, and Billy jumped into the ring. Lethal tried for an elbow drop, but Bowens dodged it. Bowens tried to tag in Carter, but Jarrett jumped in and prevented the tag. Lethal and Caster tagged in, but Caster cleaned house on Lethal and Jarrett. Caster connected with a diving crossbody, but Jarrett was there to make the save for Lethal. Caster ground and pound Jarrett and then served him up with a drop kick to Jarrett. Lethal and Jarrett isolated Bowens with combination offense. Lethal locked on a figure four on Bowens, sat him threw Max into the ring steel steps. The ref called for backup, and the AEW refs ejected Satyaman Singh and Sanjay Dutt. Bowens countered the lethal injection with a ripcord elbow, but Jarrett was there to smash Bowens with the stroke. Lethal covered Bowens for the pin. Bowens got his foot up on the rope, but the ref didn't see it and counted for the pin and in favor of Lethal and Jarrett. Ref Aubrey Edwards alerted that Bowens had his foot up on the rope, and the match was restarted. Bowens rolled up Jarrett with a reverse, and the Acclaim were victorious, and they keep the titles, which I'm thrilled at. Tony Schiavone backstage interviewed with AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, TMT. DMD, my bad. I just fucked that up. Oh well. Tony worked for Soraya's partner, wonders who Soraya's partner is next week. Hayter, Soraya doesn't get it. We are homegrown talent. Baker, we worked our way up from the top in the women's division. It didn't help that you had Tony Khan's blessing and you were doing possibly questionable things with him. Hayter, the champion. I'm the boss. She's the killer. I'm the pillar. I don't know what Saraya realizes that last week she had two of the best female wrestlers in the world next to her. She had Sheeta and Storm next to her. How has Saraya not picked her partner yet? The cameras caught up with Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, backstage. Jack Perry challenged Lee Moriarty and Big Bill to a match next week on Dynamite against him and the FCW champion Hook. So we're going to have Jungle Hook, Hook Boy, Jack Hook, Hook Jack, whatever, Perry Hook, I don't know what it's going to be called. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus the premier athlete, Smart Mark Sterling. This match I don't think was even, it was like a blink of an eye and it was done. Woods grabbed Danielson boot from the outside, knees cracked Bryan with a running knee. Knee shut down the audience, says Taz. This audience went from elation for Danielson to stunned silence at Excalibur. Danielson fired back with chops and kicks to Nice in the corner. Danielson nailed Nice with a running elbow strike. Danielson battered Nice with roundhouse kicks. Nice grabbed Danielson and power slammed Danielson in the corner. Bryan charged at Nice with a running knee. Bryan Danielson grabbed Nice by the arms and began to stomp away at Nice, knocking him flat. Danielson locked on the label lock, and ref Aubrey Edwards called for the bell because of Nice being so unconscious. Danielson, it's great to be home. Do you know what? I am feeling froggy. I'm ready for another fight. MJF, get your ass out here. He's calling out the world champion, says Taz. Who the fuck else is he calling out? Jesus Christ, he's calling out fucking Triple H. Oh, my own. This is not strong enough, what I have in here. So he comes out, cut my music, brain damaged Brian. You want me to come out to the ring and wrestle you right now? How about no? See, unlike you, Brian, I don't get my rocks off by putting my body on the line to entertain these schmucks. Because you're a mark. I get a big fat check in the mail whether I wrestle or not. That's because I'm a special attraction. Just because you look like a goat doesn't make you the greatest of all times. You think you're the best wrestler in the world? That's impossible. My belt proves it. So, who died to make you king of wrestling? Journalists or these marks who don't have a one athletic bone in their parasitic bodies? I am touted as to be the best in the world by some people who have actually been in this business. Top names, guys that put me over, like Disco Inferno, Eric Bischoff, and the smartest man of them all, Jim Cornette. And that's why. Danielson, dude, just shut up. I hate you, and I think it's time for us to fight. MJF, 1 second. You might not realize this, but Brian, I came here as a favor for you. I am trying to smart you up, kid. This isn't play wrestling. This is pro wrestling. If you want a shot at the king and the number one prize of them all, you have to become number one contender. So all of a sudden now we're doing number one contenders. And wins and losses matter. We just got rid of the whole situation with the fucking oh Lord. I get frustrated very quickly in a lot of aspects in my life. Now I had a feeling that you were going to stick your nose in my business. So I talked to that nerd, Tony Khan, in the back. And if you win every match from now until February 8th, you will become number one contender. And if you can win every match between now and February 8th, I will give you a match March 5th at Revolution. What do you say? Danielson, no, I'm just not going to come out here, wrestle when I want, and become the number one contender. No, MJF, no, I run this company. Tony Khan, not the EVPs. I run this company. It's my way or no way. Got it? Danielson, dude, I agreed to your cute little stipulation if you agreed to let me make the stipulation for our match at Revolution. MJF, seriously, please pick any stipulation you want, moron. Danielson, this stipulation you won't be able to do anything to get yourself DQ'd. This is a real test if you are a real professional wrestler. Challenge for a 1 hour Iron Man match. What are you scared? MJF, you're on. I'm not worried because you're not even going to make it past week 1. You're a choke artist. Danielson, well, we'll see. I'm going to run through every single opponent you put in front of me, and from now until February 8th. And then on March 5th, I'm going to expose you. I'm going to expose that you don't have the cardio, that you don't have the footwork, that you don't put in the work to come here every single week to wrestle. And after that, I expose you in front of these people. I'm going to put you in a coffin and kick you in the head. Swerve Strickland versus AR Fox. Fox locked in for a cutter. Swerve put the brakes on Fox, landed a pump kick to the jaw of Swerve, then vaulted off the ring post, rocking Swerve. Fox spiked Swerve with a corkscrew brainbuster. After the interference from one of Swerve's mogul affiliates, Swerve caught AR Fox with a cheap shot. Fox locked for another cutter, but Swerve countered with a flatliner for a near fall. Fox baited Swerve and landed a low trajectory cutter, then hit another cutter on Swerve. Fox dropped a 450 splash on Swerve for a near fall. Wow, that's impressive, said Taz. The fans chanted, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Parker passed Swerve a foreign object while the ref was distracted, and Swerve quickly used it to get the edge. Swerve flattened Fox with the Death Valley driver on the apron. Swerve dropped the double stomp on Fox and throated Fox throat and pinned him. Renee Paquette is backstage with Saraya, Tony Storm, and Hikaru Shida. Saraya. I say Saraya. Since coming to AEW, I learned that we have the best female in the world in this roster. I am sitting next to the best wrestler in the world, so that means Tony, you're going to be my partner. Shida felt disrespected and overlooked, said Taz. She's had the fucking title. Both of them had the title. She got screwed out of the whole situation because of fucking Thunder Rosa and fucking Tony Khan's fucking goddamn politics. So I'm glad she got but we all know it's going to be Mercedes Moné. If you don't know, then you're watching the wrong show here. Austin and Colton Gunn come out onto the ramp. The Guns started the eulogy for FTR's career. Austin, we're here to pay our respects to FTR's legacy. Colton, they had a hell of a year. They worked a bunch of promotions. They themselves 7-star FTR, but they were a 10-star in our hearts. Austin, stand up and give a moment of silence to FTR. FTR's music hit. The Guns mocked the crowd, believing that the FTR was actually there. Austin, FTR will never work in AEW again. Colton, we are the new living legends. Top Guns out. Do they go back to WWE? I hope not. Fucking Vince is gonna fucking sing. He's probably sitting somewhere. He's Santa Claus, but he's the evil version. He's fucking Bummizer, whatever it is. He is going to fucking pick them off. And I would stage a match walk out. Seriously. TBS champion Jade Cargill and Red Velvet versus Kiera Hogan and Blue Sky. Sky Blue, sorry. Sky Blue landed a running knee strike to Velvet. Kiera tagged in and leg dropped Red Velvet for a near fall. Sky Blue spiked Velvet with a DDT. Jade just kind of yelling at Red Velvet like, "What are you doing?" Jade tagged in and planted Hogan. Jay yelled at Red Velvet and tagged her in. That is the height of disrespect. They were tapping on her head, said Shivani. Kiera connected with a sliding kick to Red Velvet in the corner. Cargill tagged back in and served up pump kicks to the opposition. Jade chokeslammed Kiera Hogan. Jade tried to tag out to Red Velvet, turned away from her partner. Jade managed to finish off Hogan and pin her as Red Velvet walked away. So we're going to go right into the main event, and I'm going to get you out of here. And I am going to go and enjoy the rest of my Friday night WWE lists. I'm going to be WWE lists, and it's going to be so good that I don't have to deal with it, and my health is going to get greatly improved. Hey, depending on how the weather is here, Friday nights, I'm going to go take a walk from 8 to 9, come back, go and take a nice hot shower, go have myself a cup of coffee, and sit down, probably get back into watching the new version of Live PD. Oh my God, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Then that's a show that I can sink my teeth into. We have Samoa Joe versus Darby Allin. Nick Wayne was sitting out ringside, and Samoa Joe grabbed Nick by the throat. Darby jumped out of the ring and began to pummel Samoa Joe with the skateboard that he has. Darby pulled a massive ladder out from backstage. Darby climbed to the top of the ladder and somersaulted onto Joe. Darby's leg buckled as his knee hit the ramp 12 feet below. The bell finally rang. Both competitors made it to the ring. Joe spiked Darby Allin on the ring's steel steps. Sorry, I was just reading something. Sorry. Um. Anywho, playtime is over, said Taz. Darby grabbed a rear naked choke on Joe, and Joe splashed backwards with all of his weight on Darby. Samoa Joe dropped Darby with a double knee breaker. Joe systematically with poise, picking apart Darby Allin, said Taz. Samoa Joe sat back with a senton on Darby for a 2 count. Samoa Joe applied a single leg crab on to Darby. More breaking news. Let's see what's going on. Tony Khan dropped shady tweet after Vince McMahon returned. What's this fucking... Oh, it's 2 hours Rampage this week. Fantastic. Joe splashed backwards with all of his weight on Darby. Samoa Joe dropped Darby with a double knee breaker. Joe systematically with poise picking apart Darby Allin, said Taz. Samoa Joe sat back with a senton on Darby for a 2 count. Joe applied a single leg crab to Darby, but Darby reached the ropes with his hand. Joe was looking for the muscle buster, but Darby slid out. Darby grabbed a waist lock, but Joe held on to the turnbuckle, ripping the turnbuckle pad off in the process. Darby went over the top with a attempted stunner, but Joe applied a rear naked choke. Darby rammed Joe into the exposed turnbuckle, followed up with a code red. Darby nailed Samoa Joe with 2 coffin drops and pinned Joe. New TNT champion. For the second time in Darby is crowned TNT champion, said Excalibur. He made history here in Seattle tonight, said Taz. Sting came out, helped Darby celebrate with a hug. What a moment to cap off the new era of All Elite Wrestling, added Excalibur. So next week they will be from the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. And it will be 2 hours of Rampage and Battle of the Belts on beginning at 10 p.m. tonight. So, good thing to have something to watch at 10 o'clock tonight if I'm up. So, that is that. But, yep, this week begins the first week of no WWE in my house. I will not be watching it. I will not be talking about it. I will see it on social media. I will be very, very sparingly of what I tweet about. I still want to know what the hell is going on, because if it does, in fact, the way that I'm hoping that it comes out, that he just sells the company and then this is a null and void issue, we can all go back, everything is copacetic, kumbaya, the world peace and whatnot. But that is it. I'm hoping everybody had a great New Year's Eve, safe one. And we are on 2023. I know it's extremely early and we just started the year, but April is very close. And I want to promote autism awareness. I live it daily. It's not just a month. It's not just a day. It's a yearly thing with me. Please do me a favor and go out and support autism awareness. The World Autism Awareness Day will be April 2nd, and the month is in April. So go and make donations, go and do something, volunteer, and really get to know these people, because these are the people that who are who need the love and the affection and the attention that they do, that other people don't need. And I am just so proud of my son, and I'm proud of the work that he has done. He's had some falls this year of obvious reason, because his grandmother died. My mom passed away in March of last year, and yeah, I granted he's got my permission to fall, but not for very much longer, because we got to move on, and we got to, you know, celebrate my mother and stop grieving for her. I mean, I'll always grieve for her, but it won't be as prevalent that it was like 8 months, not 9 months ago. And March 26th is coming up really quickly, and of course, there will be that week. If there's nothing coming up, I may take that week off just to, enjoy, the life of my mother. And she meant the world to me. She and I sometimes, well, most of the times we never saw eye to eye, but we always had each other's backs, and I supported her, she supported me, and that is that. But March 26th, even when if it falls on a Friday, I'm gonna, I don't know, I may just have that week, and then we'll just, we'll we'll just make it, probably I won't be, because that week is going to be, a time for me to, celebrate her, and be able to then, save it all and then just dump it on that one day. Other than that, please go follow me on my social media, which is Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, Mel's Mat Chat. Go find me on Snapchat and Facebook. Also, please go check out Harry's.com for all your shaving and toiletry essentials. Go check me out on, Go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com, liquiddeath.com, deathwishcoffee.com, and go check out the House of Glory at hogwrestling.net, and gear up for their next event on Fight TV, and go subscribe, $4.99. You won't be sorry, seriously. And I found out that next weekend, which is I think it's the 10th. I'm trying to think here. I believe it's next weekend. Impact. I may watch it, and I may. Oh my god! I may want to come on here and do probably a little bit of a review show and whatnot, because I gotta start substituting shit, because Dynamite and Rampage is not gonna cut it, and I'm not gonna, I want to be able to do more. Hopefully Ring of Honor gets TV deal, and we're off to the races. But go have a great weekend. Enjoy the first weekend of 2023, and I will see you here next week for episode 273, and hopefully, maybe the grace of God, that this whole thing with the boycotting WWE may be over, and we have new owners, and we'll have world peace again. And we can then go say fuck you to Vince McMahon all over again. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Love you all, and fuck Vince McMahon.